Hey everyone, welcome to Gina Marie Yoga. Today's class is a full body vinyasa flow. This also is beginner friendly, so if you are new to yoga, this is a great place to start. No props are required. However, if you do own blocks, it's always good to have those nearby just in case. So go ahead and grab something comfy and I will meet you on your mat. All right, let's come to stand at the back of our mat. We're going to start in mountain pose, toes pointing forward, heels behind the toes. And on an inhale, bring the arms up and overhead. And exhale, push the air away, hands come down to your side. One more time, inhale. And exhale, push the air away. Bring both arms out in front of you. Come up to rise on your toes, and we're going to slowly begin to lower all the way to the ground. Plant both hands on the ground, inhale. Come up to halfway lift. Exhale, fold over the knees. Inhale, arms come up overhead. And exhale, arms by the side. Again, arms come out in front of you, come up on the toes, and begin to slowly lower yourself to the ground. Hands come down on the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower, fold over the legs. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, push the air away. One last time, hands come out in front, rise up on the toes, begin to descend slowly to the ground. Hands come on the mat, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold over your your legs. Inhale, rise up, and exhale, hands come down to your sides. Arms come out in front, rise up on the toes. We're going to lower all the way down. And this time we're going to stay down. Plant both hands on the mat and just walk them forward. Coming up to tabletop position, knees under hips, wrists under shoulders, nice wide grip on the mat. And let's begin with a few cat-cows. Inhale, drop the belly. Open up the chest. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, drop the belly. Open up the chest. Exhale, push the hands into the ground. And just do a few more on your own. Go ahead and come back to neutral position here in tabletop. We're going to extend the right leg back behind us. Hips squared to the mat, toes pointing down. Left arm comes out in front. If you're a little wobbly here or you don't feel like you have good balance, just keep the left hand planted down. Otherwise, left arm extends. And we're going to take the right leg, bring it over to the other side of the left. Bring it back up behind you. And then the left arm comes behind you to meet the right toes. Extend. Right leg to the left. Back up behind you. Left arm comes back to meet the toes. Extend one last time. Right leg to the left. Back up behind you. Left hand comes back to meet the toes. Extend. Left hand comes down. Right knee comes down. Let's switch to the other side. Left leg extends back behind you. Again, keep both hands planted on the mat if it feels safer or if you just don't have really good balance today. Otherwise, right arm extends forward. Left leg comes to the right, comes back up behind you. Take the right arm to meet the left and extend. Left leg comes to the right, back up behind you. Right arm comes to meet the toes and extend. Last time. Left leg to the right, extend. Right arm to meet the toes, extend. Plant the right arm, right hand. Left knee comes to the ground. Now let's begin to walk our hands forward. Tuck the toes and then lift the hips to the sky for downward dog. Go ahead and do whatever you need to do here. Pedal out the legs, move your body however it feels comfortable. Just giving yourself a nice stretch. Make sure you're pressing down into all the knuckles of the hand into the ground, keeping those fingers nice and wide. Go ahead and come to your down dog. And you might want to bring your feet in just slightly. And we're going to inhale and we're going to just bend the knees. Exhale, lift back up. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, lift back up. Inhale, bend. Exhale, extend. One last time, inhale. And exhale, extend. Inhale, right leg comes back up behind you. Exhale, pull it forward between both hands. Drop the left knee. Coming into our low lunge. Take the right leg and we're just going to walk the foot out to the edge of the mat. Toes pointing slightly out. Take both hands and we're going to come into lizard pose. If you do want to use blocks, this would be a good time to grab your block. You can take one, you can take two. Use these to prop yourself up. Or if you want to sink a little deeper, come onto your forearms. If you don't have blocks, that's fine too. Just keep yourself lifted. Or if you are super flexible, you can take yourself down to your forearms. I like to move around a lot in this pose, mostly because I can't sit still. But if you want to stay still, you can. Otherwise, sometimes the movement just feels good. Really opening up the hip flexor. Go ahead and walk that right foot back in towards the center. Tuck the back toes under and we're going to lift up to a high lunge. Take the right leg and we're just going to straighten. And then now with the back leg, bend and hop it up to come into our pyramid pose. The back toes are going to be pointing towards the corner of your mat. Hips are square to the front. Take your hands back behind you. And if you can, grasp opposite elbows. If you cannot reach, that's totally fine. Take both hands and just place them on either side of your right leg. Or again, if you have blocks, this would be a good time to take each of your blocks, plant them on either side of your foot, and use this as a little bit of a stability. Either way is fine. I'm going to clasp behind my back. Wherever you are, make sure you're keeping a nice flat back. Crown of the head is pointing forward. Hugging the belly in. And just take a few breaths here. And when you're ready, take both hands and plant them on the ground. Take that back leg and we're going to bring it up to meet the right. Go ahead and gently bend both legs and then start to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Roll the shoulders back. On an inhale, take the right leg, hug it into the chest. And then we're going to cross it over the left thigh, keeping that ankle over the thigh. We don't want it resting directly on top, just slightly out and above the knee. And then start to bend into our figure four, flexing the right toes. If you can, bring both hands out in front of you. You have the option here to keep your hands on your hips. Keep it on the shin in front of you. Otherwise, bring them out here, right in front of you. And continue to breathe. And on your next exhale, maybe you sink just a little bit lower. Inhale, bring the knee back up to the chest. And then we're going to come into tree pose. You can guide your foot to the inside of the left thigh. If you aren't able to get your leg all the way up to the left thigh, go ahead and bring it down to the ground. So you choose whatever's going to work best for you. Keeping that left leg strong, toes pointing forward, hips pointing forward. Inhale, bring the arms up. And then just pretend like you're holding a big beach ball above your head. Inhale, bring that right leg back into the chest. And then exhale, slowly take it back into your high lunge. Take both hands, plant them on the ground. Step back to plank pose. You have the option to stay here or drop the knees into a modified plank. Either way, we're gonna, on an inhale, shift forward. Exhale, hug the elbows in, lower all the way to the ground. Hands stay right next to the ribs, elbows hug in. Inhale, lift the chest for cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, tuck the toes and push back into your downward facing dog. Just take a moment here. Take a few breaths. Move however you need to. On your next inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, bring it through between both hands. Lower that right leg down into your low lunge. And then begin to walk the left foot out, setting up for lizard pose. Again, go ahead and grab whatever props you need if you do need them. You can lower all the way to the ground, stay up just like I am, and then just begin to move however it feels good, stretching out the hip flexor. Go ahead and walk the left foot in. Tuck the back toes, come up to your high lunge, straighten the left leg, bend the right leg, do a little hop, and go ahead and bring that into your pyramid pose. Right toes are pointing towards the right edge of your mat. Left toes forward, hips squared to the mat. Go ahead, do whatever you did on the other side. So go ahead and bring the elbows back behind you, and this time switch it up, grabbing the awkward elbow. And if you had your hands on your shin, go ahead and do that, or blocks. So just do whatever you did last time. And then we're gonna hold here. Nice flat back, hugging the belly in. Continue to breathe. Go ahead and drop both hands. Take that right foot to meet the left. Bend the legs, roll up slowly, roll the shoulders back. Inhale, bring that left leg into the chest. And this time we're going to cross the left leg over the right, ankle coming just over the thigh. Begin to bend. Whoops. Okay, begin to bend in that figure four. Hands come out in front or wherever you need them to go. And just take a few breaths here. And maybe on your next exhale, start to deepen the bend. And inhale, bring that left leg to the chest and start to transition into our tree pose. Again, do whatever you did on the other side. So the left leg will come into the inner thigh of the right leg or down by the ankle. Inhale, lift both arms up. Pretend like you're holding that giant beach ball. Inhale, bring the leg back into the chest. Exhale, step back into that high lunge. Hands come down to the ground. Step back into that plank pose, whichever plank works best for you. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower all the way to the ground. Inhale, lift the chest for cobra. Take both hands, lift them off the ground. Exhale, lower. Inhale, tuck the toes. Push back into your downward dog. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, bring it through to step between both hands. Rotate that back leg. Windmill the arms up into your warrior two. Straighten that front leg. And we're going to bring the both toes facing out to set up for goddess. Begin to lower, bend into both legs, hands come to thighs, and start to take each shoulder in and out. And really start to sink as deep as you can. Feeling the stretch in the back. Inhale, bring both arms out in front of you. Maybe sway back and forth. Hugging that belly in, using the strength of the legs. Inhale, both arms come up. Exhale, bring them down. Set up for goddess. Again, taking each shoulder in and out. Bring both arms out in front. Start to sway back and forth. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, bring them down. Take both hands. We're going to clasp them behind your back. Take your toes, bring them in towards the center just slightly with the hands clasped behind your back. Begin to hinge at the hips, lowering yourself all the way down so the crown of the head is pointing towards the floor, and just let the arms hang behind you. And you can sway back and forth if you like, or you're always welcome just to stay still. Bring both arms to the floor. Heel toe the feet in just a little bit wider than the hips, and begin to lower down into our yogi squat. If you have a block, you're more than welcome to sit on it here, or a blanket if you need to. Hands come to prayer, elbows pushing out the knees. And just do whatever feels comfortable here. Plant both hands on the ground. Inhale, lift the hips up towards the sky. Start to walk your hands towards the front of the mat. Step back into our plank pose. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower all the way to the ground. Inhale, lift up for cobra. Take both hands, lift them off the ground. Exhale, release. Inhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg comes up. Exhale, bring it forward. Take the right foot, rotate it. Windmill arms up, come into your warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Bring the toes so both are facing out. And then let's set up for our goddess pose. And I'll turn around so my back isn't facing you. All right, so a goddess pose on the other side. Hands on thighs, begin to bring one shoulder in at a time. Hands come out in front. Sway back and forth. Legs might get a little shaky. Inhale. Arms come up. Exhale. Set up for goddess pose again. And bring the shoulders in and out. Hands come out in front. Sway back and forth. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, arms come down to your sides. Clasp behind your back. Toes come in. Wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, lower at the hips. Let the crown of the head come towards the floor. Arms relax, extending out behind you. Do whatever you need to do here. Have some stillness, move around. Hands come to the ground. Heel toe, both feet in. Coming in just a little bit wider than the hips, lower down for yogi squat. And again, if you used a block on the other side, go ahead and grab that for this side. Hands in prayer, elbows pointing into the knees. Continue to breathe. Plant the hands on the ground. Inhale, rise up so the hips come up to the sky. Begin to walk the hands towards the front of the mat. Plant them on the ground. Step back into your plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, come up to cobra. Take those hands off the mat. Exhale, lower. Inhale, tuck the toes. Exhale, push back into your downward facing dog. Go ahead and lower both legs onto the ground. And let's swing them around as we come to lie on our back. Take both knees, hug them into your chest. Maybe give yourself a little back massage here. Swaying back and forth. Go ahead and extend that left leg. And take the right leg, and we're going to come up to a half happy baby. If you can't grab the outside of the right foot, you can go ahead and grab the shin, maybe the thigh, whatever is easiest for you. Take that knee towards the floor, sole of the foot faces towards the ceiling. Begin to take that right foot and slowly cross it over to the left. Take the left leg, and if you can, bring it up to meet your hand and have the hand grab that foot. Continue to breathe. Go ahead and release the foot, come back to lay on your back. And let's bring the left leg in, extend the right leg out. Half happy baby on the other side. Go ahead and take that left leg, bring it over to the right. This time curl the right leg back and grab with your left hand. Go ahead and release the foot. Come back to lay on your back and bring both legs into your chest one more time. And take both legs, extend them out for Shavasana. Take them as wide as your mat or wider. Hands come to the floor, face up, palms face up. And close your eyes. And slowly begin to relax each part of your body, melting everything into the floor, breathing in through the nose and out the nose. Slowly start to deepen your breath. When you're ready, come over to your right side for fetal pose. Using that left hand to guide you as you come up to seated position. And just meet me at the top of your mat, eyes closed. And then once you get here, go ahead and place both hands, palms facing down on top of your knees. And take a few more breaths here. Take both hands to heart center in prayer. And gently flicker open your eyes. Thank you so much, everyone, for practicing with me today. I really hope you enjoyed today's practice. And also thank you again for choosing me as your teacher. From my mat to yours, namaste.